Question 4 is coming from complex numbers. Solve the equation, this one here, giving your answer in the form x plus iy, and where x and y are real. Now, we are going to have, let me first simplify this one, by the way. If I have 5z out of 1 plus 2i, this one is going to be the same as 5z, then into, I'm going to rationalize the denominator by getting the conjugate of this denominator. I multiply it in the denominator, and then I also multiply it in the numerator, okay? So the conjugate of this one, we just change the sign of the imaginary part. So we shall have 1 minus 2i, then here we shall have 1 plus 2i, then times 1 minus 2i. Now, when we multiply this one here, I can even leave this one here. I first simplify the denominator. Here, it's a difference of 2 squares, okay? But we can multiply all through. 1 times everything, that is 1 minus 2i, and also 2i times 1, that is positive 2i, and then 2i times negative 2i, that one will give us negative 4i squared. But you know that I squared is equal to negative 1. So negative times a negative, that one will give us a positive 4. Okay? So that means here I will put a plus 4. And then after that, we can now simplify this one here. When we simplify, we shall have 5z into 1 minus 2i. Of course, this one will disappear. Then down here, we shall have a 5. So do you see that this 5 is going to cancel with that? That means this one gives us z into 1 minus 2i. Now, I'll come back to this one. First of all, our z, it is in the form x plus iy. So if it is x plus iy, that means z star, which is the complex conjugate of it, is going to be x minus iy. Now I'll come back here and then substitute. So this one is what we are supposed to put here. So I'll have z, which is x plus iy, then times what we have gotten here, 1 minus 2i, okay? Then minus z, which is x plus iy, then the star is going to be x minus iy, then plus 30, then plus 10i, this one will be equal to 0. Now the next thing to do is, of course, to open the bracket. So x times everything here, we shall have x minus 2xi, then this and this, we shall get plus iy, then next we shall have this and this. That one will give us minus 2y I squared, but I squared is a negative one, so we shall have plus 2y. Then minus, let me first expand this one here. This one is going to be x squared minus xyi, then this times this, that will be a positive xyi, and then here we shall have minus y squared I squared, which will be plus y squared, then plus the 30 plus 10i, which is equal to 0. Then what else? We now open the brackets here. Of course, this one is going to cancel with that. So we shall have x, then minus 2xi plus iy plus 2y, then minus x squared minus y squared. Remember, this one went, okay? Then plus 30, then plus 10i. Now what we are going to do is to separate the real from the imaginary. So the real, we are seeing x here, then 2y. The ones that don't have the I, so we have these two also. minus x squared minus y squared. Then there is also 30. So plus 30. This is the real part. Then the imaginary part, we are having negative 2x. Then there is a y here. Then there is a 10 here. Plus 10 of I then is equal to, since this one is 0, then we shall have 0 plus 0i. Then from there we equate the imaginary and then the real parts. So this simply implies that x plus 2y minus x squared minus y squared plus 30 will be equal to the 0 here. And then this one here will be equivalent to the 0 here. So we shall have minus 2x plus y plus 10 is also equal to 0. I can express y in terms of x, or I make y the subject of the formula. This one will cross and it becomes a positive, so that is 2x. When 10 crosses, it's a negative. Okay? Now, I can substitute this equation here in this one here. Maybe this is my equation 1, and then this is my equation 2. So I can say that substitute equation 1, equation 2 into equation 1. So I will have x then plus, wherever there is y, I'm going to put 2x minus 10. Then minus, this is x squared, minus, this will be 2x minus 10, then squared, plus 30 is equal to 0. When you open the brackets here, we have x then plus 4x minus 20, then minus x squared, minus, this will be 4x squared, 2 times 2 times 10, that one will give us a 40. So minus 40 of x, and then square the 10, that one will give us 100. Then plus 30 is equal to 0. This one is 5x minus 20 minus x squared. Then here, when we open the brackets, we shall have negative 4x squared, and then plus 40 of x, then minus 100, and then plus 30, which is equal to 0. So when we simplify, this is minus 5x squared, trying to write this as a quadratic equation. Then this is 5 plus 40, that one will give us 45, right? So plus 45 of x. And then this one here will give us minus 70, then minus 20, that will give us minus 90. Okay, then I can divide all through by 5. That means we by actually negative 5 to make this one a positive. So this one will be x squared, then minus 9x here. And then when you divide this one by minus 5, you are going to get a positive 18 here. So two numbers, when multiplied, they give us 18, but then when added, they give us negative 9. We shall have, that will be negative 6 and negative 3. So meaning this is x minus 3, and then x minus 6, which is equal to 0. So meaning x is going to be equal to 3, and then the other one, x is going to be equal to 6. So what will be the value of y when x is equal to 3? I will substitute in here. That is 2 times 3, which is 6 minus 10. This one will give us negative 4. And then y here is going to be 2 times 6, that is 12, minus 10. That one will give us a 2. So meaning the 2z values, we are going to have, remember it is x plus iy. So x is 3, then plus iy. So this will be minus 4i. That is 1. And then this other one here is going to be 6, then plus 2i. That is that.